We're gonna start with all three of us, or
I can plop down.
okay.
Like bump shoulders, get you guys scooped.
No, let's do this. Let's do this. I got an idea.
Oh, I have an idea too.
You say yours first.
Can we say it at the same time? Because I think it's the only idea that fucking works.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Introducing the great, the merciful C. J. Anderson.
How does it feel for both of you guys to be dropped down on the attractive people in frame still?
Welcome back, guys. My name is Damien.
I'm Alex.
And I'm CJ.
We are Our Mind Center. We make short films. We review movies. Today we are going to review a movie that we all saw last night. Alex, what is this movie?
This movie is The Mummy. This movie is setting up a dark universe. Universal has started making this series of movies that are supposed to connect that has to do with monsters and different characters from fictional stories from way back when, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Phantom of the Opera, all of those things. And so this one is setting up the character, the Mummy. And yeah.
Yeah. So, stars Tom Cruise. He's our lead guy. He's the guy that's going to start this universe off, get us excited in this action, horror, comedy movie that they're trying to
Monster mashup.
And I will tell you right now that this movie was disappointing. I came in not really expecting much. I don't think really any of us did. And I left. Oh, I was disappointed from this movie. This movie opens up with Tom Cruise and his buddy that are like in Mesopotamia or whatever. And they go in this village that they're not supposed to go in, and then they stumble upon the tomb with the mummy in it. That's how this entire movie starts. And I knew right away, I could tell right away from the start of this movie that it was making me a little uneasy with the jokes that they were trying to, and I call them jokes. They were trying to be funny, and I didn't think they were at all. And the character that Tom Cruise has with him, Jake Johnson, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
You looked it up? I like him so much, and this movie made me think he was the most annoying thing on the planet. There's so many things happening in this movie. It tries to be everything. It wants to be a funny movie. It wants to be an action movie. It wants to be a scary movie. And the action is good when it is there, but it's separated by really intense exposition scenes. There's some scary imagery in there, but it's not scary
they
at
played
all.
more with jump scares than they did actual scary things. And they tried to do a couple scary images, but I think for the most part, it just fell short. Because there was one or two parts that I found genuinely kind of creepy or terrifying, but it wasn't, it didn't scare me. It was just like, ha! I think there's a lot of good bits and parts in this movie as far as action goes, and like I said, setting up the new dark universe that is going to happen. But all of the character moments that they tried to make between Tom Cruise and the female lead in the movie that's supposed to be his love interest, and some of the other characters that they're trying to introduce, I feel like there was a lot of parts where it felt awkward. To me, I didn't feel the relationship between them. The love story that they were trying to build between those two characters.
They tried to do it all,
Yeah.
and it was just a jumbled mess at the end. Like the
But
romance and the horror and the comedy. It just nothing blended together.
And,
so it was all bits and pieces of
that's
bad
really
stuff.
kind of the biggest problem about this movie, is it tries to be everything, and it really only succeeds in setting up the universe. Because I think one thing we all agree on is the coolest thing about this movie is all that stuff. And even though there's a lot of things wrong with this movie, we're still all kind of excited to see.
I am very excited to see what happens next. There was a middle part in this movie, which I'm sure everyone else that goes and see it will have the same kind of experience with it, but it made me so excited to see where all of these characters go next and what they do continuing the dark universe.
It was probably my favorite part of the movie too. I don't know if everybody felt this way, but I felt this sense of just quiet in the movie theater when it ended. Not that people have to cheer after a movie or anything like that, but nobody was even like saying anything after the movie was over. Everyone was just kind of like,
It's quiet.
Yeah.
okay, and then we all kind of stood up. And then in the car, not going to spoil the end of the movie, but we had to all kind of like talk about it for a second and be like, okay, like this happened, right? And it's just a little too confusing. It's not wrapped up that well, and it kind of just leaves you, okay, I guess. I'm still excited to see where they go, but that's how you're going to end this one, especially if this one is supposed to be the one that, yes,
Yeah.
we're all excited, but I'm not screaming that from a rooftop.
I had fun in the movie theater. I had fun watching him interact with Russell Crowe's character and with the other characters. I had a lot of fun imagining in my head what's to come of this universe and some of the references they made to things that will happen in the future and other stories that I've heard of characters that are going to be joining it. So this movie for me had a lot of issues, but overall I had a good time with the idea of it.
Somebody asked me before I went into this movie, they asked me if I thought it was just going to be like a cheesy, fun action movie. And I said, no, I don't think so. I'm not really expecting much. I'm just kind of just going, I hope it's good. I hope I leave excited. But after watching the movie and leaving, I do wish it was that cheesy action movie. It is an action movie, don't get me wrong. And what is there? There's some cool shots, like me and CJ were saying before. There's a couple of cool action scenes that are there. They're separated by really intense exposition. Yes, the middle of the movie is cool because you get to learn about the lore, but that's the best thing about this movie. They try to throw, and they try hard to make you laugh. It's not scary either, and it's trying to be those things. That's the problem with this movie, is it is trying to be scary, because I can tell. It is trying to be funny, because I can tell, and it's neither of those things. All this movie has going for it, in my opinion, is Tom Cruise as a lead, likable or not, and the mythos behind what is in this movie and what's to come. It's average for me. And my average rating is a 5. Oh, I'm just disappointed, man. 5. 5 sad Brendan Frasers out of 10.
Let's see. I didn't really know much about the old horror and monster movies, and I really don't know anything about the Mummy movies. I watched them back in 2000.
Yeah.
I didn't know about any of that stuff, but this movie gave me enough to be excited for the ones that I will care about, like Dracula and
Wolfman and
Wolfman.
yada, yada,
When
yada.
those come out.
So,
And when they happen, I will probably be excited, but this one, and like in the theater, didn't give me anything to like about it, like this specific movie. 6.
6 what? 6
Oh.
what?
Said Brendan Fraser. Out of 10.
Sad Brendan Fraser's over here. I had fun in this movie theater. I disagree. I think that there are a couple memorable moments for me. That middle fight that I talked about in the middle, I think I'm going to remember that. And I like the character that he was in it with. I think that Tom Cruise can maybe bring it around in the next one. This one felt weird for me, and there's a lot of nitpicky stuff about this movie that I didn't like, and big things about this movie that I didn't like. But overall, I had a good time. It made me excited for the Dark Universe and what's going to happen. Maybe that's just me, but I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7.
A 7?
A 7 books of
high.
life. 7 books of Amun-Ra.
This is the best movie
That's-
Alex
that's
has seen this year so
No,
far.
whoa.
Yeah, dude.
Not even close.
Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah,
The
under-
Mummy.
yeah.
Fucking 10 out of
Mummy
10.
best of 2017. Wonder Woman a far second. Not even close.
Eat your heart out, Logan.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my name is Damien.
I'm Alex.
I'm CJ.
Have you guys seen The Mummy? What did you think about it? Leave a like on this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. Jump in those comments, guys. Tell us if we are right on with our thoughts about the movie, whether it was shit, whether it did deserve a 7, or if it was just average. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.